it's not like you are too young to start your business, like to do whatever you want to do. It's just uh I don't know, I just want them to see like they also can do it.
Mic check. I'm good.
Mic check, mic check.
You can read about success all day long, but if you don't put in the work, the mindset, execution, and the hustle behind your vision, it just remains a dream.
When everything goes wrong, you have to take all the responsibility.
We uncover what high-level entrepreneurs, business owners do to rise up from hustling daily.
So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances.
The world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
Join me as I share with you actionable tips to help you grow your business, learn skills, and help you level up in your self-development journey.
Your number one spot for business and personal growth is the Online Hustlers Podcast with your host, Esteban Andrade.
Every day I'm hustling.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Online Hustlers Podcast. Guys, remember, it only takes about 60 seconds to actually leave us a review and tell us exactly how you thought about the other episodes, the previous episodes. We're bringing diamond type of players, people that are in the game, they're doing deals. They're either also educators, they're in the tech companies, they are also doing active flips, or they're just real estate investors. And I'm just showing you tips, tricks, and nuggets that you can apply today at any given point, because at some point these guys started this as a side hustle, or as a hustling all the time. They build it up as a business. And there's a lot of people that do not get the spotlight, but there's a lot of people and young entrepreneurs like these two guests that actually get to do really cool stuff. And they're like flying under the radar right now. But my job is to like bring them in here into this podcast. I found them, and they're literally owning millions of real estate. They're very freaking young. Actually, as a matter of fact, they're called the Young Investors of Miami, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, Young Investors of Miami, two immigrants. They migrated from Bolivia, both of you guys, but one of them has Cuban roots. So his background is Cuban and Bolivian. Now he's been living in the U.S. for 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. All right, you've been living for
Yes.
6 years.
3 in North Carolina, going to school. I got my master's degree there, and then 3 living in Miami now.
Okay, awesome. So you did go to school in North America.
I went to school, yes. But I played tennis, so I got a scholarship, and I got the chance to play there. I had an extra year because of COVID, and they paid for my master's. So that was
Okay.
really cool experience.
Did you come learning English at all?
I didn't know much English. I was able to pass the SAT, which was the least you needed. And I learned most of it just in North Carolina. When you didn't have a choice,
Yeah.
you had to learn it.
Okay, awesome. How about you?
Yeah, man. Well, first I just came to university. I went 1 year to FAU in Boca, and then for the past 3 years I've been here in Miami.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to learn English either way in Miami, right?
Yeah, it's impossible. I mean, 90% of the time we're speaking in Spanish, so it's kind of, if you want to practice your English, this is like not the place.
It's definitely not the place. However, I think you guys tailor your audience is Spanish speaking people, right?
Yes.
Um,
Mostly young
mostly.
people. Then.
Mostly young people, young entrepreneurs that want to get into real estate. They are watching your stuff. I see you guys. I see a lot of stuff from you guys on Instagram Reels. Are you guys in TikTok too?
No, mainly
You guys are not
Instagram
dancing?
right now. No.
Okay. All right. TikTok is a good place. Put your stuff in TikTok. It might blow up. You know, who knows? But anyways, so you guys are. I see you guys doing a lot of flips. Is that what you guys doing?
Yeah, we do a lot of flips. We keep a lot of them in our portfolio to do Airbnb or long-term rentals, and we also keep on the side to be able to grow our cash. We didn't start with much, so that was the way to be able to grow our capital. And then after that, we've been able to acquire properties and keep them for ourselves, which is the actual. Our goal is to keep most of the properties, but flipping helps a lot
Mm,
growing that capital to be able to keep those properties.
love it. How old are you guys?
We're both 23 from 99, actually.
23. And you guys got started essentially when you guys were 20s, in the 20s,
1920, yeah.
19 and 20. Wow. How is okay? Usually when you're like 19, 20, you're thinking about usually about partying and chicks and like how do I get the best of college or university life? What was going through your guys' mind?
With me, it was a little bit tough. Like in Bolivia with my family, it's like kind of when you experience, I don't know, rough times. Maybe that sets your mind to other things. So I just wanted to keep going and do other stuff. Like I had to leave my friends like to the side for 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 some time, and yeah, it's kind of you just want to keep going and make it.
Oh, okay. So you had a rough time in Bolivia. It kind of pushed you to hustle essentially.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you find the real estate hustle essentially?
Well, basically, I don't know why, but in my house, I always had like Kiyosaki books.
Mm.
And well, I don't know, it was just one day I
Robert
was like,
Kiyosaki.
yeah, I was like, kind of like read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I went to talk to my mom and my uncles, and they were like, yeah, real estate is the best thing to do. And I was like, so why didn't you do that?
Mm.
They were like, I don't know, just doing business in Bolivia. And that was it.
Yeah. Did they have a business?
Yeah, yeah, they have a business in Bolivia.
Okay. And you?
I was lucky. I was able to come to school early when I was barely turning 17. So I kind of got that part when you're like 20, 22 that you want to party. I did all of that at a young age in school while playing tennis. So it was a good experience. So when I was done with the school, I kind of wanted to get to work and be able to experience something else.
Yeah.
And my parents, even though they're being entrepreneurs, being small in Bolivia, starting from zero when they moved from Cuba. And so I saw all their from beginning to end, and it was a cool experience to see how they like had to come up from nothing. So that's kind of what I wanted to. I saw that since I was young, so I wanted to replicate.
Yeah. In our countries, it's really easy to just go out and party as a young person, and then you can just burn that real fast, and then you can decide whether to keep being a savage and partying, or just go into something and do something else, right?
Yeah, I think
Whether
it's,
you're a degenerate again, over and over, or or you start being a young entrepreneur, right?
yeah. I mean, you have the opportunity to do all those things
Yeah.
early, so you can learn how it goes, and you can see also the repercussions of what you do since you're young. So
So what would be like if you were to what are you guys trying to spark on young entrepreneurs when you guys put your content? You guys are flipping a few homes. How many homes do you guys currently have right now? Like flips that are currently happening, holds that you guys are doing. Like, tell me like roughly how much are they giving you per month, every month, or so on. And then I just want to know like what will be the spark that you guys want to give to young entrepreneurs?
Oh, well, it's kind of amazing what you can accomplish in a short period of time. So right now we currently own 22 properties. Two of them are flips. We're going to sell them, and the other ones are mainly multifamily, like duplex, triplex, some single family, and we are doing Airbnbs on most of them, the ones that the market allow us to do Airbnb, and in some of them just like regular rentals.
Miami Airbnb is good.
yeah, we have a lot of in this area, especially close to the airport, the beach. Those do really well because that's what most people that come to Miami want to do. Really near Wynwood and the big like party places, a lot of places to go out. And then where we have like in Kendall, which is kind of farther from the actual city life, those are more for like normal families that live the day to day. So we keep a lot of those in long term rentals, which also do a good business. So we've been able to kind of complement each other for that, and then we also keep doing a lot of flips on the side.
So when you guys look for properties here, you guys look for so it makes money as an Airbnb or as a long-term rental, or you make sure that look makes money as a long-term rental, and because it also has long-term rental opportunity to do Airbnb, or how do you guys look for properties?
They have to, like, even though if you're looking for property to do Airbnb, it has to work as a long-term rental, because if something happens, you're screwed.
Yes.
So you always have to get your numbers right so you're safe.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I would like to ask, between your portfolio, like what's the cash flow right there?
I think without counting what we do from outside, because we also manage a lot of properties. Diego's managing 20 something properties in
So you guys have
Bolivia.
a property management company.
Yes, especially for Airbnb. We do a lot in Bolivia. We do a couple here in Tampa and a lot in Miami for other people. But from our properties, it's about 10 to 15,000 a month. And then everything we can get extra. But now we've invested a lot of that money into the business again. So try to keep growing it rather than spending that money on our own.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, would you say that Miami is still a really good place to find Airbnbs, or it's kind of like getting to the point where it's like tough or like
I think as I see the market right now, it's kind of like um I don't know, like 6 months ago or 1 year ago was super hard. Like too much people in like doing Airbnbs, and I think like from what I see, a lot of people were cut off. Like the people that just went into it, like in the Airbnb rush, like the people that were not performing well, they just moved out. And right now, it's kind of a great market. I don't see it like with too much people in it. It's kind of good.
yeah, basically the people that went in with the hype of oh, well, I'm gonna do it or Airbnb arbitrage or I'm gonna do Airbnb and this is a piece of cake, so easy. Now they got scared because of the correction that happened and they're not really knowledgeable. But if you're knowledgeable like you guys, then you guys can handle anything. I mean, you guys know how to handle this market.
Yeah, I think the difference was good management because there was after COVID, a lot of people had gone out. So anyone that went in did really good in the business. So Airbnb started booming, but then a lot of people got back into the place. A lot of people doing arbitrage, like you said. But rents in Miami are crazy high. Like people don't realize how high they are. So if you don't perform well and you have to keep paying rent, it's really hard. So I think when the market got crowded, all the returns started coming down. Even us, we had kind of a tough time for a couple months, but we were able to come out of it doing well. I think a lot of people didn't get the chance to come out well because they weren't managing as they should. They had an easy time. So when the tough times came, they couldn't handle it. And a lot of came out. So I think now it's a unstable market, let's say a correction.
Okay. Oh man, that's awesome. So just explain to me what type of spark, what are you guys trying to achieve with young entrepreneurs with your page, Instagram, stuff like that? I know that you guys do everything for yourself or your business. You guys have property management stuff, but what are you guys trying to achieve with young entrepreneurs?
I would just love to show them that it's possible to do it. Like it's not like you are too young to start your business, like to do whatever you want to do. It's just uh I don't know. I just want them to see like they also can do it.
Should they partner up like you guys with someone?
I think that's one of the best way to start because when you're young, especially, you don't have much capital. So I think one of the best ways is to find people that have the money or that know something, and that's the easiest way to go in. Because if you try to do everything by yourself and don't kind of partner up with other people, it's going to be a long journey. So I think for us, it was very helpful to have each other and also be able to find other people in the business. We knew a lot of general contractors, big time investors, and you don't realize when someone is doing well how much they want to help others because it's such a big business. It's not like, let's say, the phone industry. There is like three providers and they fight each other. Real estate is so big that they don't care giving you tips, helping you out, sending you the people that help them. So you need to be able to ask other people, especially older folks, that don't mind giving you some tips and helping you out. And I think that was one of the best ways for us to start.
Yeah, I think that a lot of real estate investors, real estate entrepreneurs, and even wholesalers, they do have a lot of abundant mindset. And if they don't, then they have to correct it. Like there's a lot of abundant mindset because, like you said, there's hundreds of thousands of millions of homes to be purchased out there, right? In the market. So there's always going to be opportunity, and I feel like whenever you go to someone and you ask them for tips and whatever, and then you give value back, down the line, you guys can do business together. Can maybe become a private money lender. You can give them money to
Yeah.
like work the money.
We had a really like good experience with our private money lender. He used to have more than 150 homes.
Oh
He
wow.
decided to sell them all and start lending money. And when he saw us that we were hustling, doing well, now he started to buy his own properties. He let us manage them. So now he lends us money, but we also do properties for him. And because he guided us a lot whenever we started, even though he was lending us the money, he was also guiding us. Now we have a good partnership. We fix houses for him because he doesn't like going into that. So sometimes he buys for himself. We manage. We do the repairs. If he wants to go long term, we do it for him as well. So it's been a good relationship. And everyone, since you're doing well in this business, which most people are, they don't mind helping others because you want to give back to how someone helped you before. You want to help them. So that's kind of like how what got us into doing more like Instagram and being able to help each other.
Yeah. Guys, there's a book that I recommend whenever if you're looking for a partner or if you don't know like how to start and you want to look for someone that you can do business with. There's a really good book, regardless whether it's Spanish, English, if you read it. It's called Rocket Fuel. Rocket Fuel helps you. Are you guys familiar with that book?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah. So it will help you understand what's your genius zone, whether you're a visionary or integrator, or even if you have a little bit of both. But it will also help you find either your integrator or help you find your visionary. Because you guys are you guys are partners. How long you guys been partnering up for?
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 years. So some since the very beginning, right?
Yeah, I started a couple months before Diego, but we were helping each other since the beginning.
Yeah. What would you say you guys' role are in the business? How you guys How you guys split that?
Or maybe maybe a little bit more like not more visionary, but I'm always like uh imagining all the stuff, like telling Ro like, man, we should do this and that, and we need to do this, like grow like that. And I don't know, it's like we are always doing kind of the same stuff. So
Yeah, I think we push each other that when I have
yeah.
ideas and Diego is the one that can execute in some of those, I give them to him and then we do the other roles because he's been better in technology and that type of stuff. And I've been a little better into like dealing with people, creating relationships. So I think we both like help each other.
Well, one thing that is different is like Raul can't be sitting on the computer for more than 30 minutes, I think, and I can be like for hours, like doing the work there. So
Okay, no, I get it. So you definitely have this like very how do you
Short,
call that
yeah, short span and
short
concentration.
attention span
Yeah,
like me.
ADHD definitely.
Yeah, and you're doing more like the sales relationship.
Yeah, and I go out, I go to the properties. I'm a lot into the construction world, which I didn't enjoy as much before, but I've seen that like that's what makes the difference in most of these deals. So I've enjoyed like going to the properties and doing all the stuff like
Yeah. Okay.
the boots on the ground.
If someone were to come in here and start looking for their first property, based on everything you guys learned, what will be the easiest way to find property in Miami?
I mean, I think we have a lot of ways to find them. I think off market is a good way, but I think you need to have a very like a good idea of how you're gonna find them. You need to have a lot of deals. You need to meet a lot of wholesalers. And we also do a lot of properties from auction, which I think that was great for us because it didn't take us much time and money to invest. We were able to get great deals. And I think now because of the interest rates going up and not many people going into like market, the inventory is very short, but you can still get some decent properties on the market that need some work and that people cannot buy them with like the normal FHA conventional loans. So I think that's somewhere where you can like get, but you need to be able to crunch your numbers well because a lot of these properties that go into market can go really high in value and you don't realize what you're buying if you don't know how to
So
get your
let's
numbers
choose.
straight.
If you were to choose one tactic, what would be the preferable method? Off market, on market.
I say auction is a great way to do it and also on market. I haven't been that much of a fan on off market because you need to spend a lot of time. And I think unless you have a really good system, it's not good to spend that much time looking for deals that a lot of times when you meet wholesalers, they're going to send you everything they have. So you have to go through everything. So you need to find a good system or procedures that are going to help you save some time. Because if not, you can spend weeks and weeks just going through deals that don't make sense. They're going to sell you everything they have. So you need to be able to be very picky. So I think if you just go and try to like look at every deal, you spend too much time. So, but I think not giving up in any of them is the best way because you can always find good deals in each one. Just need to be able to find the good numbers.
But wouldn't going on market means that you need a really good realtor?
Yes, in our case, I'm the realtor, so it kind
Oh,
of
you're the realtor.
yeah. So for example, we are currently working with some people that, yeah, just looking for properties on the market, right? Because they wanted to do it that way. And they would think that in 3 days you would have a deal like you can get a property on the market, and it's not like that, especially right now. I mean, on market you can find properties, but it might take time, some weeks. Like, not rush into a bad deal just because you just want to buy. And I think that's because uh, those guys are young, so they just want, they have a little bit of money and they just want to start right now and everything. And with like older investors, they know more about this kind of stuff, so they're more patient. They know that they they can wait 2 3 weeks 4 weeks to find a great deal. So, but I mean, on market we've been finding properties on market, so it's not like it's impossible. You just have to be patient. And
Would you
yeah.
give an offer cash, or what type of offer would you give?
Most of our offers, we give them cash offers. Even though we're looking for private financing, we usually try to have it set up so that if we can close in 2 weeks, we have the money in 2 weeks. And if they want to close in 1 week and the title company allows for that, we just want to have the money to be able to close in their terms, rather than, as long as we get the right price for us, we don't care about giving them 1 week or 3 months in the house, as long as we get the right numbers.
Okay, but it seems crazy to me, or anyone that is listening. Do you guys have $600,000 in right there to give cash, or how do you guys get the money?
Yeah, we have our private lenders. So, and they are every time they are bringing more money. So eh, it gets to a point where you have the money and you're finding deals, and it's like, yeah, we have that available to do more deals. And yeah,
You can
it's
find deals. Now, our main issue, it used to be money before, because we could find the deals. We had a lot of free time, so we could find the deals and not the money. Now we get people that like call us every day. I have this much money. I have this much money. Do something with it. But it's harder to find the deals now. And now we have to be very picky on who we work with that lend us money, because you need to get your good terms. You need to be able to work well with them. And when they want to go into like a partnership rather than just lending money, they're gonna spend more time like asking you questions, and a lot of them waste your time. You don't
yeah.
realize. So I think we're more picky now on how we manage people and manage their money, rather than just looking for money, because we've seen that now that we have a lot of experience, we can get money fairly easy. It's not that difficult to find the money once you have the experience and you can prove that you're doing well.
Okay. So I we get a lot of wholesalers in this podcast. A lot of them, they have systems, they have created big businesses. We had a wholesaler that had a $7 million a year business, and he is in Fort Lauderdale. He's also background in he has a background as a Cuban first generation, and so they create systems for their buyers to quickly choose what they are actually looking for. So they're not sending everything and anything to the buyer, but they actually qualify the buyer. Like in your case, you guys are the buyers, right? You guys are not wholesaling, right?
No.
Not really.
Okay, so you guys are the buyers. You guys would be a great, actually a great client for a lot of listeners here. Um, but they essentially would send you more specific, exclusive properties, send it fast, and you have to do your due diligence as fast as possible, because they essentially also have another list of people that they're sending it, that they could potentially say, yes, I'm here. So how does it look like if someone, like a wholesaler, how you guys currently doing it, and how you guys would improve that system in order to get more off market from real good wholesalers?
I think it'll be picking the right wholesalers, first of all, because when they send you a lot of things that don't make sense to you, you spend a lot of time
I had
having
the same situation.
to clean that. So I think it's picking the right people first, making sure that it's actually their deals. They're not second or third wholesalers, because you lose a lot of the margin
Yeah,
there, and that's why numbers don't work.
they call it daisy
Uh,
chaining, right?
yeah, and then after that, they also send a lot of on market properties as if they were wholesale. So it wastes your time a lot when you
Yeah.
see they're putting over market, which is crazy having to go
Seems you guys been burned.
outside.
You guys been burned by wholesalers
No,
before?
we've spent a lot of time doing that, and we've also worked with the right people. But I know for a lot of them, it's harder to get those right deals, because they know for you to buy, you know how to crunch your numbers, so they need to send you something right. And I think that once you work with some good wholesalers and you start getting some bad ones, I think it's harder to work with a lot of them because you don't like spending all your time on just getting bad deals. You start
Okay.
just choosing the right ones, and even if they just get 1 or 2 deals a year, it's better than having to go through 20 of them.
Okay. So when you guys are showing all these flips and everything you guys doing in social media, like you guys have a strategy there, or like you guys are just like going in the videos and what's going in there?
Well, right now we were kind of like for the past months we were focusing on like growing the business and keeping it all together. So we haven't been posting too much on social media, but recently, like when everything is more calm now, so we are meeting with some people that they are going to help us like getting more getting more of a plan, like doing more social media, like
Hmm. So how's the business looking like right now? How's your team? How's the current systems that you guys have in order to be where you guys are? It seems like you guys still have a lot to. There's a lot of potential here. That's what I see. That's what I hear. Right. So that you guys can grow and like, I mean, where you guys want to be at? Like how fast you're gonna grow? Where you guys want to be at?
I think we want to keep growing, but maybe not as much as the paces we were just growing because just buying properties because of that. Now I think we're being more selective on what we buy. We want to maybe grow our portfolio in some ways, like getting bigger buildings rather than just more properties,
Hmm.
because I think it's easier to manage and it's less stressful. And we've kind of like now we have a lot of in-house, which saves us a lot of money. We have in the construction, we pretty much do everything from start to end, from roofs, windows, everything. We have our own team in-house. And also in the Airbnb side, we have like cleaning and repairs and handymans, a lot of in-house, which saves us a lot of money and also let us be able to work easy and less stressful, because managing contractors is kind of like one of the hardest things to do, especially at the beginning when you don't know as much. So now we have everything in house and fairly tight, and our like systems like in the construction part of the business. I think it's easier for us to focus on finding money and finding deals because we have everything else like very tied up.
So, as a young investor or young real estate entrepreneur, someone who wants to come here to the US and start investing into real estate or start making money out of real estate entrepreneurship, what will be the first steps so that they can actually build something sustainable so that they can start actually getting?
I would say just get around the right people. You you just gotta learn first, and if you go and like find someone that is willing to help you, like to give you tips and let you be around, as long as you are providing value to them, I think that's the best way.
Yeah, I mean, I've been not against, but I don't tell people to just go into a business and pay someone to learn, because I think you can do a lot of the legwork, the hard part first, and kind of learn from them giving value. And later, once you know what you really want to do, you're able to spend your money in the right ways. I don't think it's just going in and telling someone, "Here's $5,000, teach me how to get my first property." I think you need to be able to learn a little bit of the business, kind of help and provide some value, so they don't have to charge you for you to be able to learn and help. And then later, once you know what you want to go into, you see all the business, you see how Airbnb is, how flipping, you say, you know what, I want to be a flipper. Then you find the right flipper to be able to pay him and like actually learn more from him. Or you want to go into Airbnb. But I think for the people that just go in and give and pay someone, I want to learn this because you have a lot of money. I don't think it's the right way, because you don't know if you like the business. You don't really know that person because you don't know much of the business. You don't know if he's the right person to teach you. So I think you need to learn first, kind of do a lot of the legwork. And later, if you want to spend some money, get into better masterminds, you're going to have more experience and knowledge to choose the right ones and invest your money. Same thing, like if you want to invest your money the right way into real estate and buying the right properties, I think you want to invest your money in the right way into you and your knowledge, not just spend money because someone has money or someone shows you in social media that they have nice cars or they live in a nice place. I think you need to be able to be very like know what you want to do and then kind of find the right people.
So, what kind of value can you guys can someone bring, like another investor, another real estate entrepreneur, flipper, whatever, wholesaler? What kind of value you mentioned value? So, what kind of value can they provide?
I mean, starting from helping to look at properties. Maybe if they also manage the properties, like you can do some of that work. Like you need to observe like what is the business, like what are they doing, and find like you can find the spots even if you don't like it as much. Like you say, oh no, but I don't like dealing with people or something like that, but maybe they are lacking like customer service or something like that, and you just find a way to start working on something inside the business, like find a spot where you can fit, do the work, and in that way it's if there's another thing that you can do later that you're better at, uh, if you started doing something for them like lower, then maybe you can just go and do other stuff and get get to it.
Is that what you guys did? You guys did something like that, or you guys had people that did something like that with you, started working for free
I
or
think I kind of did it for my dad is a contractor, but he worked for like bigger buildings. But I kind of like met a lot of his friends that were into the business, like this guy that had 150 houses, and I kind of like talked to them, went to see what they were doing, kind of learning from them, being able to like provide them value, whatever I could,
yeah?
and then they kind of like they will guide me and tell me things that I could improve, I could do better. And now that's what I try to do. Like a lot of friends that tell me, no, look, I want to learn like construction. I've heard that's where you make a lot of money. Say, I'm not going to charge you anything to teach you, but I won't be able to spend entire days to show you. But if you go to the construction site and just tell the contractor, what can I help you? Be able to like pick up a stuff, drop a stuff, go here, there. You don't know how much you learn just being 2, 3 days in a construction place, how much you learn from those people, where you can save money, what are the right processes to get people. When you hire other contractors, what can you see that they are doing well or not to know if you should hire them or not? Like all those things, you learn them being there, not someone telling you.
Yeah.
So I think even when my friends call me and say, "Look, I want to learn from the business," go and spend a whole day in the construction. Come and spend a whole day with me just in the car, whatever I need. You want to learn Airbnbs? Look how Diego goes into the properties online and how he does all that work and be able to help him. If he has to fill out sheets that you know how to do, offer to do it just so whenever he has more time because you save him time doing more things, he's gonna be able to show you the better things. But I think you need to be able to provide time and not only take from them.
So how do you look for properties online and Airbnb? How do you make sure that the Airbnb it's going to be a good Airbnb or it's going to make you money?
So it's different like when you're doing your market research, you have your regular market research to see if like it's a good deal, if the rents are good, like if the deal is going to work, and then you have to do your own market research on Airbnb. So I kind of created my own system because I didn't like what other people were doing or what the softwares that are out there look like. I mean, they're not bad, let's say, like RDNA, Wheelhouse, Price Labs, they're not bad, but you can do better than that. And if you're doing it as an investor, if you're planning on buying a property, I believe you should do your own work. And it's kind of long because you need to look at a lot of raw data from Airbnb and just kind of plug in all the numbers and know if the market fits like and what is working and what is not, because maybe you say, oh no, in this area Airbnbs are doing great, but which ones are like smaller ones, the big ones, or maybe it's not the size, maybe it's the price point.
The luxury, if they're
Y-
luxury or not, if
yeah,
they have pools, they don't have pools. It's very detailed, which no software gives you
yeah.
that.
Some places you say, no man, I want to uh I want to make a pool in that house, I want to make so many stuff, and it's like you can look at the market and say, man, the people that are doing it like super simple are making probably more money or the same money that the people that spend like $30,000 more in decorations and amenities. So
Um,
you you need to know the market like very well.
the local market, like the market where you're investing, or the audience that is kind of renting, or
Yes, and the specific zones, because
Yeah.
you can go into like, for example, the people that go close to the airport or their cruise, they just want a decent place to stay a night or two, and it's something like
and they
they're
don't care about like how it looks.
how it looks. No,
Yeah,
they care about that it's comfortable more than the looks, the luxury. They have a pool. If they're staying one night, coming in at 8 p.m. and leaving at 8 in the morning, they won't be using the pool. So
yeah,
why invest in a pool? But for example, if you're close to the beach in Fort Lauderdale, a lot of houses have nice pools or big hot tubs. So if you don't have one of those, you might be like not really competing with any of them. So you're gonna be really low.
yeah.
And then you have to see if your numbers being in the low end work or not?
That's something that you need to discover, and the markets are smaller, maybe smaller than what people may think. When you're looking at the market research on Airbnb, it's a small area. It's not like saying, oh, the south of Miami. No,
Yeah,
man, in
it's
the south of
2 miles,
Miami
then
maybe you have
2
like
miles.
8 or 10 8 or 10 different markets inside the south.
We
It's
had a few we had a couple, a Colombian couple, that they decided to go into a niche for more corporate people, that they would, decide to come work in Orlando or something like that, or they're staying for like medium term compared to like short term. And that would be a niche here. Oh, here we have a co-host. That will be a niche that they decided to focus on, because if they focus on that, they focus on searching for that, searching for the clients for that, and all the process, all the systems, they will be more focused. They will be more streamlined to one thing, even if it's like less amount of properties that they would find. They'll only find those
The
properties,
right ones. Yeah.
so the right ones. So I don't know. You guys thinking about niching down or something?
well, one of our properties, we kind of find out like it's like 3 minutes away from the hospital. So we also had a lot of midterm rentals like on that specific property. uh for in the last year, maybe we had like 4 months of nurses staying there. So it's kind of, you can find it out, like, and you can, but we don't want to just focus on that and niche on that, because the other seasons of the year that you also do great with the other people, like a little bit better, so you can combine it.
Yeah. I think we've also diversified a lot because we don't want to stay, let's say, 100% on Airbnb. Because what happens if the Airbnb market goes down or gets saturated again? We have long term rentals that help us. We have flips that help. Same thing, if there is a market correction and we cannot do flips, we know we can turn a lot of those properties into long term rentals or Airbnbs. And we've been able to diversify our
Yeah.
portfolio and be able to, if something goes wrong in one of those, be able to still like work around that and be able to come up well.
I love it. So walk me through the system that you created for yourself to check on Airbnb properties.
Yeah. Okay. So first, when you're looking, like, if you are already looking at some properties that you want to buy because you know that it will work as a rental, then you go, and the first thing you need to identify is the market, like the space in which the property is competing, and then look at, like, for example, look at how many properties are there, what kind of properties, which size, how many people, uh, and then you need to separate that, like, I separated into um three different like for three different kind of guests, and then dividing that into like cheap, medium, high end, luxury. You gotta do the research, like, for the next 4 or 6 weeks, and look at look up how are the properties doing, which ones are doing the best, how many days are they being booked, at what price points, what are their discounts. It's huge.
Are you using a tool for that
Oh yeah, I kind of created my own tool. So
in spreadsheet, Google
yeah,
Sheet?
it's kind of like eight,
Eight,
7 or 8 spreadsheets. Then
seven
you
or eight spreadsheet.
Yeah, and then if you just wanted to do it like really good, you just follow up each week for like 4 weeks to get more accurate data. Like, you can do it. I I made this just to have the most accurate data that I could get. So, kind of like a perfectionist. But
Mm, got it. So okay. So if are you guys coaching people or not? Really, not yet.
We've done some coaching, especially last year, but we have a lot of people that call us to do coaching, but because we were spending a lot of time in our own business, we were only choosing the right people that we knew were gonna do well. We don't want to spend a lot of time in someone that doesn't want to do or doesn't have the background. So I always tell them, like, before you pay us and do like go into coaching, we want you to know more of the business. Have you? We ask them a lot of questions if they've already work with someone, if they've been in the construction, if they're doing Airbnb, if they've just told someone, I want to help you as an assistant for a couple of weeks. If they haven't done any of the legwork by themselves, we don't just charge them and teach them some things and then just send them other way, because we know once they're not gonna do well if they haven't had some experience before, and in 1 week or 2 weeks you're not gonna teach them how to buy a property and do well on Airbnb.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to spend a lot of time with them if you want them to do well. So is it worth for us spending that much time for one or two people that might not do well? We prefer just getting the right people that we know we're not gonna have to spend that much time because they have some idea, and we're gonna be able to get them on the right path and do well. And I think those have been our best success because those people can recommend us other people that do well. I think that when you start and you don't do the right things at the beginning, we're gonna get a lot of people that are just gonna say like, yeah, I paid them 2 grand, 3 grand, and I didn't get any out of it. So we're trying to make sure that the people we choose, we're gonna be able to get them in the right path and not just take their money.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, you guys are good. You guys are solid people, honest. I feel like you guys would never screw anyone up. You guys are freaking young as well, too. So there's a lot of stuff I can even learn from you guys. We should hang out more. I mean, guys, come on. Like we're like basically neighbors.
Yeah.
But essentially, okay. So you guys have properties in Bolivia as well. Can people do this remotely? Like, if someone from Bolivia, someone from South America, can they do this remotely?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta spend some time on the place that you're planning on doing Airbnb. So I probably spent about a month uh, getting the people there because it's not such a huge team that you need with boots on the ground. So basically, if you're looking to manage like one or two or three properties, with two people that you have there and you train them, like teach them the systems and train them very well, you also gotta the cleaning. It's one of the most important things. So finding the right cleaners, finding the right people, you just need a small, like very small team that you gotta make sure that they are doing the things right.
Would they be contractors, like a
Yeah, you
cleaning
gotta
team
yeah you
already?
gotta have a handyman that you can trust,
Yeah,
a handyman you can trust, as well as
a cleaning team too, or
yeah,
like a service.
no more. I don't have my own cleaning team over there because well, I know Bolivian, like you can get a great cleaning business there, that it's cheap. It's not like super expensive to go to a company that does cleaning. You can hire them and it's fine.
Yeah,
So but you need to find a company that you can trust, and there you get to pick the cleaners as well. It's not like they're sending you like whatever person they have. So
whoever. Yeah, everyone and their mother.
yeah, but it's like that. Just spend some time there. First you gotta know what you're doing, so you're not teaching them the wrong stuff. And yeah, and then you can basically run the operations and everything from wherever you are, as long as you have at least one person that you know that is going to keep the people happy over there.
Yeah. So first is finding the property, right?
Yeah.
So you find the property and you acquire the property, whether that's through. Can you guys acquire property through private money?
We can, but most of the things we've done there is just kind of co-hosting or management,
Yeah.
let's say, rather than buying, because Bolivia has been not a really stable market.
Mm.
So we trying to kind of created the business. Well, he's created most of the business there, and kind of finding the property for co-hosting for other people rather than spending our money and time on
So you
buying there.
use others people's properties.
Yeah, but then I ended up doing arbitrage on 5 apartments because the rents are really cheap.
Mm.
And I mean, when you have a great relationship with the owners and that, then you just can go and negotiate the terms and everything. So doing arbitrage in Bolivia was amazing. Not I don't recommend it like for doing just one property, because the money that you're earning there is not it's not a great money. Like the time that you're spending, the effort for just one, it's not worth it. But if you are planning on doing it, um, there in Bolivia, it's you gotta pick up more properties, so it's worth it, because it's going to take you the same team, the same time to do one property than to do 5 or 7. And
Yeah.
then if you want to do more than 10, you need to obviously expand your.
If you're gonna do something, go all in,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, basically.
go all in. Just don't do like, oh, maybe I'm just gonna do here one, and then maybe in another year another one. If you're gonna get into this business, you gotta go in. But like, it's hard for some people to jump into, like, from what their parents are telling them to go to school and do all this proper stuff, to jumping into this full time, or do this even just as remotely just doing it. So how do you guys deal with that? Do you guys came with parents that were entrepreneurs, business owners, and that helped, right?
Yeah, that helped a lot. Both of our parents were entrepreneurs in Bolivia, so we kind of grow uh, learning about business and watching them fail and win and everything. But um,
I think that the best part is seeing like the tough times. You see that there is a lot of tough times, but you always come out like in the right side if you do the right things. So that was good. So that when we have tough times now, we know like it's normal. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
You can come out of it. And then we've seen since we were both little, we've seen like entrepreneurship in our family. So that helps a lot. And everyone in my family is entrepreneur. Everyone in his family are entrepreneurs. So that kind of guided us to where we want to be, even though my parents still told me like go to school, do the right things, but still be an entrepreneur, get to work, hustle, and all those things. So I think it was a good combination of
yeah.
both sides.
Yeah, I think that if people want to get really in entrepreneurship, they need to understand that tough times will happen, and you need to make it part of their normal daily life. Oh, it's just another tough time. You have to normalize it essentially, because that's what they are scared of failing. What if it doesn't work? Well, let me tell you, 100 things or 99 things are not gonna work, but one will, and one is gonna make you a lot of money. One is going to make you have 20 properties like you guys have at 22 years old, right? Having great cash flow. Um, Basically, what, 10 million in real estate, something like that,
Yeah,
that you
very
guys
close to
have?
10 million now.
yeah.
10 million real estate. And then you guys are only 22. So, like, by whenever you guys are 25, you guys can 100% double it or even more, right?
Yeah, I think now we want to do that, be able to keep growing these years, but now in a more selective way.
More selective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important to keep like to stabilize all that you have as well. If you just try to grow and grow and grow and you don't focus on what you have, it's also going to probably burn out a little bit. So you gotta also keep an eye on what you already have.
Okay. All right. You guys are fluent in Spanish, obviously,
Yeah.
right? And your content is mainly in Spanish, right?
Yes.
But how can people actually find you? How can people like get to you or anything, get to know what you guys do, or maybe work with you?
Oh yeah, you can find us in Instagram. We're mainly on Instagram as younginvestors.m, Young Investors of Miami, and on Facebook as Young Investors of Miami.
Okay. How about you?
No, same thing. We both work as young investors, and you can also find us Diego Carranza as Instagram if you want to send us a message in the personal one, and Raul Ruiz for myself. So if you want to look us up, if you have any questions, we're always happy to help anyone.
Okay. I
Absolutely.
owe you guys an episode in Spanish,
Thank you
Right.
so much.
like another one in Spanish. But thank you for coming, guys. Like, I think that there is a lot here that we could have gone even deeper. Would you guys be open if we do any type of event here in real estate investing events here in Miami, or a media network, for you guys to come in here?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be happy to
Maybe
help. I mean, we're
we want
in the
high
area
caliber people all the time, so
for
um,
sure.
you guys would definitely be part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be there if we're in the area. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know you guys have a match coming soon, so tennis match, right?
Yeah, paddle, very
But,
similar, but I've been kind of missing tennis, the kind of the experience of playing every day, competing. I loved competition, so I'm trying to go into paddle. I'm doing well now, so
Yeah.
it's good to be able to stay in that world.
Okay. Okay, that's awesome. All right. So thank you so much again. If you guys like this episode, again, give us a review, give us a 5 stars. If it is a 4 stars, tell me why. But tell me exactly what you like about this episode. Share it with your friends, circle, family, community. And again, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and I hope that you guys got some good nuggets out of it. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast.
Every day I'm hustling.